She's getting the fixing itch
It's like
that Cynthia
not
Erivo
right.
gets.
It's not there.
Oh, thank you.
Get to do popular. Can you believe that we're doing that?
Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo's relationship is getting stranger by the day. And honestly, nobody knows what to believe anymore. Every new clip, every interview moment, every red carpet interaction adds another layer of confusion, and people online can't stop connecting the dots. What started as harmless co-star chemistry has now spiraled into one of the wildest celebrity theories the internet has ever built. And the deeper you look, the harder it gets to ignore the strange energy between them. Fans, insiders, and body language experts have all jumped into the chaos, trying to decode whatever is brewing under the surface. And trust me, the story only gets more confusing from here. Before things exploded into full-blown speculation, it all began with a simple moment during press interviews. Cynthia casually leaning toward Ariana and staring at her with this intense, almost yearning look. It wasn't subtle. It wasn't even friendly. It was something deeper, something charged, something that immediately made people rewind the clip and ask, okay, what was that? And ever since then, the internet has been convinced that Cynthia's fixation on Ariana Grande is not just admiration, not just co-star bonding, not just friendship. Some people say it's emotional attachment. Others insist it's something more complicated. And then there are those who think it's something Ariana isn't even aware of. Ariana has been recovering from COVID, with Frankie Grande telling E! News she's doing fine and taking it easy throughout the Wicked for Good press tour. But the internet didn't care. They refused to let this rumor rest. As Ariana disappeared to recover, her absence only fueled the fire. People dug up every clip of Cynthia fawning over her, every quote, every stare, every moment where she stepped in physically to touch Ariana or stand beside her when it wasn't necessary. And the more the clips resurfaced, the more intense the online theories became. Everyone agrees that Ariana recovering makes perfect sense. But what makes zero sense is Cynthia's sudden behavior, like she cannot exist without Ariana being near her. The closeness is strange, the intensity is overwhelming, and fans online say it's starting to feel like Cynthia sees Ariana as her emotional anchor. The kind of connection that doesn't stay in the co-star category. The kind of connection people feel when they have unspoken feelings they're trying to hide. But the moment everything blew up was when a viral report appeared claiming that Cynthia finally put a label on their bond. And the label wasn't something anyone had ever heard before. Not romantic, not platonic, not even friends with benefits. No, according to the report, Cynthia and Ariana were in a non-demic, curious, semi-binary relationship. The internet collectively said, what does that even mean? Nobody, literally nobody, could figure out what non-demic, semi-binary curious was supposed to describe. The explanation floating online made the whole thing even weirder. Apparently, it meant we're not a couple, but we're curious about what it could be. Not a relationship, but not a relationship. Something in between. Something undefined. Something that sounds like a crush hiding behind academic vocabulary. People instantly felt like someone was trying really hard to describe a romantic connection without actually admitting it was romantic. Of course, Cynthia has openly said she identifies as queer and bisexual in her 2022 British Vogue interview. She has nothing to hide. But that doesn't mean every woman she works with is automatically a love interest. People know that. Still, this weird relationship title, if it was even real, made people suspicious. The timing, the tension, the energy, it all blended into something that didn't feel like coincidence anymore. And then came the moment that broke the internet. The Wicked press junket clip where Mark Platt gently touched Ariana's arm. Nothing unusual, very normal. But the second his hand moved away, Cynthia swooped in and kissed the exact same spot. Not a different spot, not a playful moment. The exact spot where Mark had touched her, like she was reclaiming territory, like she was marking Ariana in front of everyone. It was fast, but not fast enough to escape the internet. Fans immediately commented, "Can't have a man touching her." And honestly, that summed up the vibe perfectly. The action was protective, but also slightly possessive. And that moment alone launched thousands of comments, theories, and slow motion breakdowns. But that wasn't even the most intense situation. During the Wicked for Good premiere in Singapore, a fan suddenly sprinted toward Ariana, full speed, zero hesitation, straight at her. Ariana jumped back, clearly startled, but before security moved, Cynthia darted forward like a trained bodyguard, forming a barrier in front of Ariana and pushing the fan back. Not nudging, pushing. The reflex was instant, protective, and deeply emotional. The clip went viral in minutes. Some fans praised Cynthia, calling for a guardian angel. Others said it looked way too personal. Cynthia explained it by saying she was just trying to keep her friends safe, but by then, the internet was already convinced something else was happening. And then came the twist. The fan who lunged at Ariana, he wasn't just escorted out. He was arrested, jailed for 9 days, banned from Singapore forever, and deported back to Australia. People were shocked at how intense the consequences were, and naturally, they tied that back to Cynthia's reaction. Theories exploded overnight. Some said Cynthia overreacted because of emotional attachment. Others said Ariana is extremely important to her in ways the public doesn't understand. But the thing that made everything worse was a resurfaced Ariana quote about Cynthia. Ariana had once said she feels safe with Cynthia every day. She said they share deep love and trust, that they were meant to be in each other's lives, and that their connection is rare. Fans lost their minds. They started making edits, theories, and fan cams like an actual love story was happening off screen. Ariana's words poured gasoline on Cynthia's behavior, and people couldn't unsee the connection anymore. Then came another strange coincidence. Right before the New York Wicked premiere, Variety reported that Cynthia had lost her voice and wouldn't be doing interviews. Totally reasonable. Except Ariana skipped press that same day. And while Ariana had a valid excuse, COVID recovery, the timing still felt a little too synchronized. Fans pointed out how Cynthia and Ariana were suddenly moving like emotional twins. One disappears, so does the other. One steps back from interviews, the other vanishes too. People then remembered that they have matching tattoos. Cynthia posted a heartfelt message calling Ariana 1 in a million, saying she'd choose her again every time, and calling her a gift. It sounded like a love letter, not a coworker post. And longtime fans immediately remembered the Pete Davidson tattoo era, how Ariana rushed into matching tattoos only for everything to fall apart later. And then the darkest theory began to spread. A viral post suggested that Cynthia's behavior wasn't protective. It was controlling. One commenter wrote, "She's showing the world she's the dominant one in the relationship. It's psychological manipulation." Another added, "Her constant invasion of Ariana's personal space is meant to break down resistance." The comments got thousands of likes. The theory wasn't fringe anymore. It was mainstream. People even suggested Cynthia may be taking advantage of Ariana's emotional vulnerability, especially after the trauma she survived years ago. Whether the theory is true or not, the fact that so many people believe it says everything about how strange their dynamic looks from the outside. But then, Ethan Slater, the man at the center of Ariana's new relationship, entered the picture again. Or rather, he awkwardly avoided the picture. He and Ariana were showing up at the same premieres and after parties, but they were acting like total strangers. No smiles, no hand-holding, no eye contact, nothing. Fans immediately noticed. And then Ethan went on the Today Show. When the host asked what it's like working with your girlfriend every day, he dodged the question like it was radioactive. Instead of saying anything loving or normal, he talked about the cast as a whole, then complimented Cynthia and Ariana equally, like he was desperately trying to stay neutral. The internet caught it instantly. Fans commented that the relationship looked over. Others said Ethan and Ariana might be under an NDA. Either way, the silence and distance were alarming. And once again, every path in this drama seemed to lead straight back to Cynthia Erivo. People started asking whether Cynthia's emotional intensity is affecting Ariana's relationship, whether there's tension between Cynthia and Ethan, whether Ariana feels caught in the middle, whether something deeper is happening behind closed doors. Because at this point, nothing about this dynamic looks normal anymore. Matching tattoos, mirrored schedules, possessive gestures, intense staring, emotional quotes, dramatic reactions, avoided boyfriend questions, public distance, private closeness, viral speculation, fan theories that refuse to die. And now the breakup rumors between Ariana and Ethan are growing louder again. No matter what the truth is, one thing is clear: this story stopped being about movie promotion a long time ago. Something is happening behind the scenes, and nobody is prepared for whatever twist comes next. If you're hooked on this story, and trust me, it's only getting stranger, make sure to like this video, comment your thoughts, and subscribe.